Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into XTI Aerospace's proxy statement, which reads like a corporate soap opera with a surprising twist at the end. Get ready for some juicy executive pay details, a look at who is really running the show, and whether this company is soaring or about to face turbulence. And before we dive in, if you're serious about understanding what is really happening behind the corporate curtain, smash that subscribe button. Also, join our Discord community for deeper discussions. The link is in the description. Alright, let us get into what XTI Aerospace is telling its shareholders for its 2025 annual meeting. This document is essentially the company S report card and a look at what is coming up. First off, the company itself is filing this, meaning they are the ones who want you to know all this. The name of the game here is XTI Aerospace Incorporated. They've been through some changes like a merger and a couple of stock splits. Remember those reverse stock splits? They can make your head spin, but essentially they're trying to give the stock a more appealing price. The big event is the 2025 annual meeting of stockholders, happening virtually on the 14th of November 2025. It's all online now, making it easier for everyone to tune in from anywhere. They're asking shareholders to vote on a few key things. First up is the election of two directors, Kareem Irfan and Clinton J. Weber, who are up for 3-year terms. This is important because directors guide the company's strategy and oversee management. Next, they want you to approve their choice for independent auditors, CBIZ, CPIs, PC. These are the folks who check the company's financial books to make sure everything is on the up and up. It looks like there was a bit of a shuffle here, with their previous auditor Markham LLP resigning after CBIZ acquired their business. And finally, they want approval to adjourn the meeting if they don't get enough votes for the other items. This is a common request just in case they need more time to convince shareholders. If you own shares as of the 17th of September 2025, you get to vote. You have several ways to do it online, by phone, by mail, or by attending the virtual meeting. If your shares are held by a broker, you will need to follow their instructions to cast your vote. Now, there is a crucial piece of context here. The company, formerly known as Inpixon, completed a merger with XTI Aircraft Company back in March 2024. This is why they changed their name to XTI Aerospace Incorporated. So, when you see older financial data, it might be from the previous iteration of the company. They also underwent some significant reverse stock splits, which, as we mentioned, can make share counts look different over time. The QDA section is always a good place to get a quick overview. They explain what proxy materials are and how you can access them online. As of the record date, there were over 30 million shares of common stock outstanding. Each share gets one vote. To conduct business, 1/3 of the outstanding shares need to be represented, either in person or by proxy. That is important for the meeting to actually happen. Let's talk about the directors. The board is divided into 3 classes, serving staggered 3-year terms. This structure can make it harder to quickly change the entire board, which some see as good for stability and others as a barrier to change. Kareem Irfan is already on the board as a Class 2 director. They're nominating Clinton J. Weber to join him as well. This will increase the board size from 5 to 6 members. For the directors, it's a plurality vote. This means the nominees with the most 4 votes win, even if it is not a majority. Any votes withheld or broker non-votes, where a broker doesn't have instructions and can't vote, will not affect the outcome for these specific director elections. Now for the people in charge, we see Scott Pomeroy as Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Brooke Turk as Chief Financial Officer, and Michael A. Tapp as Chief Operating Officer. We also see Soumya Das, who is CEO of the Real-Time Location System division and a director. Scott Pomeroy, the CEO, has a background in launching businesses and raising capital, with over 35 years of experience. Brooke Turk, the CFO, has extensive experience in financial services and has played a role in multiple corporate transactions like mergers and IPOs. Michael Tapp, the CUO, has a solid history in leadership roles at companies like Interstate Batteries and experience with private equity. Soumya Das has been with the company for a while, holding various executive roles, and is now leading the Real-Time Location System division. And our nominee, Clinton J. Weber, brings a mix of operational, financial, and aerospace experience, including time as a pilot in the US Marine Corps. It is worth noting that most of the directors are considered independent by NASDAQ standards, except for Scott Pomeroy and Soumya Das, who are executive officers. This independence is crucial for good corporate governance, as independent directors are meant to represent the interests of all shareholders. Let's get to the part many of you are curious about: executive pay. The table here shows compensation for the top brass. For 2024, Scott Pomeroy, the CEO, had a total compensation of nearly $4 million. A big chunk of that came from stock and option awards. Brooke Turk, the CFO, earned just over $1.2 million in 2024, also with a significant portion in stock awards. Soumya Das, CEO of the RTS division, had a total compensation of over $1.6 million in 2024. Then we have Nadia Ali, the former CEO for 2024. His total compensation was over $5.2 million, and for 2023, it was close to $3.5 million. A large part of this seems to be from bonuses tied to specific transactions. And Wendy Launderman, the former CFO, received over $1.7 million in 2024 and over $1 million in 2023. Again, significant bonuses and severance seem to be at play here. This section is interesting. It tries to link executive pay to the company's performance, specifically looking at total shareholder return, or TSR, and net loss. For 2024, the company reported a net loss of nearly $36 million, and for 2023, it was around $47 million. The TSR figures show a dramatic decline, with an initial investment of $100 losing almost all its value. This is a key point for shareholder value. Looking at stock ownership, management and directors collectively own about 7.4% of the company's shares as of September 2025. This shows they have a vested interest in the company's success. It also details insider reporting requirements. It seems most insiders complied, with a couple of late filings, which is not ideal but not uncommon. This section delves into transactions with people or entities closely connected to the company. It is designed to ensure that deals are fair to the company and not just benefiting insiders. There is a significant settlement agreement with Nadia Ali, their former CEO, and related entities. It involves the redemption of preferred stock, termination of consulting agreements, and payment of outstanding amounts. It looks like they paid out over $1 million for preferred stock redemption and settled other obligations through a mix of cash and what appears to be a write-off of an equity purchase agreement. There have been several consents and waivers with entities like 3AM, which seems to be related to preferred stock and financing activities. It looks like they've been navigating complex agreements to raise capital. Back to the auditors. They re-asking shareholders to ratify CB's PC as their independent auditor for 2025. Since CB's acquired Markham LLP Essates business, they are stepping in. The audit fees for 2024 were over $1.1 million, an increase from about $318,000 in 2023. These fees cover the standard audit of financial statements. There were also audit-related fees in 2023 totaling almost $700,000, which are related to the audit but not part of the core audit work. This is that adjournment proposal again. It gives the board the power to postpone the meeting if they don't get enough votes. The board unanimously recommends voting for all these proposals. They want the directors elected, the auditor ratified, and the option to adjourn if needed. Now, let's talk strategy and what all this means. XTI Aerospace is clearly in a transitional phase. The merger with XTI Aircraft Company is a big move, aiming to combine technologies and create a new aerospace player. The executive compensation, especially the bonuses tied to these complex transactions, highlights the drive to close deals and reward those involved. However, the significant net losses and the severe drop in shareholder return are major red flags. It suggests that while the company is restructuring and pursuing strategic opportunities, translating that into tangible value for shareholders has been a challenge. The related party transactions section, while necessary for transparency, shows the company has been actively settling various agreements with former executives and entities, which can be a sign of winding down old structures and moving forward. The auditor change, while explained, is also a point to watch. The key takeaway here is that XTI Aerospace is navigating a period of significant change and financial pressure. The board is proposing strategic direction through director elections and auditor appointments, but the company's financial performance, as shown by the net losses and stock performance, needs a turnaround. Investors will be looking for concrete signs that their strategies are leading to profitability and improved shareholder value. The company's future direction, particularly achieving profitability and stabilizing its stock performance, will be critical. Alright, that is our breakdown of XTI Aerospace's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.